Welcome. You are now in Ray's Juke Joint, and this is I was going to say the fair catch. This is the pickoff show. This is the pickoff show.
Wrong
I gotta
sport.
make sure that I keep myself in check, Eric. Like I'll be wilding, man. Like we got shows everywhere now. The channel is growing, and I'm trying to, juggle all these shows. So I might slip up. I am getting a little older. You know what I mean? How we feeling today, E? We almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I know. We're here now, though. We're here now.
Yeah, we're here now, and we just gotta get right to it because, like, there's a lot that happened since we've last been on. A lot has happened, and opening day is next week, but we got to talk about what's been going on with the Chicago White Sox and talk about what's been going on in our fantasy leagues and things of that nature. So this is the pickoff show. This is our baseball show on Ray's Juke Joint. And, I'm glad you guys showed up yesterday for the Fair Catch crew and their show dealing with the Bears situation and what's going on in the NFL and around other sports. But we're going to be talking about this. Dylan Cease was traded the other day.
Big news, right? Biggest story so far.
Big news. We wasn't expecting it, but then we were, because we've been talking about it. You've been talking about it for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I thought it was a year and a half too late, but yes,
right,
it had to come now.
Right, and so you see what we receive. We'll talk about these guys here in a minute. Drew Thorpe, Jairo Iriarte, Steven Wilson, and Samuel Zavala. But let's kind of get into some of the reasons why, Eric. What do you want to start with? You want to talk about his contract?
I mean, we can. I mean, I think, when we're going down to first, right, it's always kind of the GM and coaches section of our show. So, Getz had a.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to throw up
You didn't throw up the graphic. I was trying to cue you to throw up the graphic.
Here it is, GM and manager news. That GM news. There you go. Now let's get to it.
All right. But Getz has got a project. He's got to rebuild a team. Our friends over at On Tap have been doing like a running series. I don't know if you've seen any of it.
I've been watching it. Yeah, the rebuild. Yep.
The failure of the rebuild, right? And I think in principle, the rebuild naturally was set fine. The problem was it was never managed. We just held on to everybody until all their value ran out for the most part. Didn't ever move anybody, never made any adjustments. We just played every card till we didn't have any more cards to play. And now here we are doing it all over again, basically, for the most part. But he had to build something. There's only really three ways you can build a team. One, the obvious one is free agency, which you don't want to do. Playing in free agency is like buying a new car. The second they sign it or you sign the papers, it's worth about half of what you paid for the second you drive it off the lot. Like, you're getting no value in free agency. You're just not. Mm-hmm. And the job of the GM is to manage assets. So the second you sign somebody, he's worth less than what you signed him for because you're paying full retail value on the market. So here comes, look at the assets the White Sox have. They have really three decent ones. They have, according to John and the site, which is, obviously is very.
We're talking about baseball trade values.
Base trade value, which is obviously very reputable, great guy, John. But Luis Robert is obviously a huge weapon. Never moving him with 4 years of possible control there. Dylan Cease, with only a year and a half or 2 years left, holds good value because you saw what Blake Snell made, right? 1 year, $31 million. Mm-hmm. Cease is making $8 million this year. More than likely, he'll get a 50% raise next year. You get 2 years of him for 20. I consider him and Snell. I mean, I'm not saying they're the same. Snell just won a Cy Young, but I'll take 2 years of 20 of Cease versus 1 year of 31. With Snell, if I'm trying to be, in the market, you can see why there's more value there with Cease. So in order to flip this program and add on to the spots, you knew the White Sox were looking for major league ready talent. Thorpe's ready. Close to ready. The other pitcher was in AAA. He's close to ready. Say his name again.
Stephen Walker or something like that.
He's already reliever. What's the other kid's name?
Oh, Jairo Iriarte.
There you go, Iriarte. He was in AAA. He's close too. So, I mean, they got to return for it. So, like, now what's next? But it would, the Sox pick up 8 million and 12 million. They pick up 20 million and save this year and next year. And they got back some pretty good talent. Like.
So according to, baseball trade values, we looked at kind of how the deal kind of shook out on their site, their model.
Yep.
And that's some of the value that they had for each individual piece that we got back, and it kind of just evened out. Like they had Dylan Cease at a 42.4, and what we got back in value according to their site was a little bit of an overpay, but I mean it's nothing major. It's like a 1.8 or 1.6, or whatever. My math is terrible.
2.1 differential there, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, like, in a little bit the way this works, John, hello, whatever, if you happen to
shout out to John.
Like, surplus here means, like, this will tell you. So we just know Dylan Cease is going to make 20 million. We just discussed it, right?
Yeah.
Surplus is 42. That tells you technically he's worth 62 the next 2 years. He's worth exactly what Blake Snell just got. 2 years, 62. Or whatever. That's what this tells you. This tells you these players, what they're making. These are the surpluses. They're more worth in their contracts. And this is how it comes out to be.
And then we had talked about it. You and I had kind of spoke on it a little bit. Some of the things that was kind of like, why are we moving on from Dylan? So we was thinking about, like, we were talking about his walk rate versus his whip. Like, let's break this down a little bit.
Yeah. So you've heard one thing about I will give to Get so far is he has a vision. He has a plan. It's, he said pound the strike zone. It's no free passes. It's the ability to throw strikes. Those things aren't necessarily. Dylan's got a lot of swing and miss, but he also, I think he's led the league in walks 2 years. I think the only one in Kopech obviously led it last year. Like, they removed him from the pin. Like, they were looking for better K, better walk rates, more strikes, less free passes. Like, that's the vision he has. And you're going to see that when we put up Thorpe's stats. You're going to see the difference in the splits.
Yeah. So we already got a comment from Gonzo saying that he thinks that the site overvalues prospects. But I mean, I guess that's. Go ahead.
That's the hardest thing for any site to do, but they're just following the major league formula for the most part, right? I mean, like, wherever they have a very advanced formula in the way that it goes. So obviously, I shared with you today the hit rates on the sites and the trade values when they're hitting 88 to 90% accepted models. Like, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, we got a couple guys back in the trade. So I want to kind of just show a little bit of these guys. Let me see. Let's go to the guy that's gonna probably be, in the rotation by the end of the year. This is Drew Thorpe right here. Big kid. Not a lot of movement going on. It's very effective. He strikes me as a guy that doesn't, it's just raw power. He's not really like throwing his body into it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, and I don't know if we pulled it for this clip, but he was 23 minor league pitcher of the year, I believe, in his league.
Yeah.
0.98 whip, 70 grade changeup. Some have said even higher.
I don't know what I did with it. I don't know.
That's all right. 70 grade changeup. Some have said higher. He was probably the deal. Probably had, to be honest with you, had to start with him. I think it had to start with him and Savala, if I'm guessing. But for sure, Thorpe was the centerpiece that the Sox wanted back. You pick up 6 years of control with Thorpe, and you give up 2 years of control with Cease. So, like, then you add 2 more potential major league players. This is how you have to attempt to try to rebuild a team, because you can't do it in free agency. You just can't.
Yep. So you brought up a name. Here goes Samuel.
There's a drive. Hit deep to right field. That ball is way, way out of here. As a matter of fact, it hits the light pole in right field just beyond the Lake Elsinore Ford sign for a home run. Samuel Zavala hits his 11th home run this year, and he crushed it. Here comes the 3-1 from Vasquez. There's a long drive down the right field line, and that is gone, a home run. It went over the Canyon Hills Plumbing sign right on the line in right field. So Samuel Zavala continues a perfect night tonight.
First pitch to Samuel Zavala. Towering fly ball into right field. Still carrying, and Samuel Zavala with a 2-run.
So you see, he's got a little pop, but he is a young kid. I want to say the kid is what, 18, 19?
Yeah.
Something like that. And he is striking out a lot, like Gonzo just brought up. He has a high K rate, but you know that can be worked on with time.
He also hit. I don't know if you have it, but he had one of Gonzo ain't gonna like this one either. But he had there's only like 7 people that have been 18 years old and put up like a 135 WRC plus at the age they did, and they were like all superstars.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, you did send me that one. You know what? When I was preparing, I thought I grabbed everything. Maybe I didn't, but
That's
I
all right.
remember seeing that. Maybe you did send that one to me, and I just did not grab it out of our chat. But
he's got more. You know, he's already got more home runs and stolen bases in the minor league level than our #1 prospect does. Colson Montgomery, and he's 2 years younger. Now they play a little bit of different levels, but not a ton, because Montgomery's been hurt and Billy made a AA too. So like, kid's got patience, kid's got pop, kid's got speed. He's got what Getz is looking for. This is, if you've listened to anything that he said, this is what he said that he wants.
Well, let's talk about what he said.
Let's put it this way: he's a hyper-mobile mover. Okay, that's what we like to call it. Loose and easy, bowling ball, fastball, hard wipeout slider, and a really good changeup. You know, some of our scouts, some of our people were comping him to, you know, an Edwin Diaz type that has the chance to start. So, you know, when I heard that, I felt like, all right, we got to try to get this guy in this deal.
And so he was talking about Jairo Iriarte.
Yeah,
right there. And
he
the
seems
kid
to be
has
the wild card kind of the piece.
Yeah, the kid has some stuff. Let's look at a little bit of him. That was a high fastball. Look at that. I just hate the minor leagues videos are terrible.
They are terrible. They are terrible. I can't
but
remember
I mean,
he flashed
see it though.
either, but it was super high K rate. I don't know if you pulled that one or not, but like it was way up there on his K rate on his stats.
Yeah, but I think I kind of just I knew I didn't want to overflood the show.
I get it.
I get it for sure.
So, I mean, he seems to be kind of the wild card. He's already spent some time at AAA. There's questions whether or not he's going to be reliever or starter a little bit, I think. So he seemed to be the guy with the, I don't know if you want to say, I guess everybody always calls it like Nintendo stuff, but he's got light out stuff, and whether or not he can ever control it enough.
Yeah, he's got stuff. He's got stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to our throw second. Let's go to throw second. Well, no, we ain't doing that one. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. So like the roster review. So I gotta make sure hey man, y'all bear with me. I'm getting myself a producer to help us out over here. I'm getting us a producer.
I like it.
Yeah,
you got videos and live videos and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting a producer to kind of help us out and help me out, so I ain't got to do the clicking and stuff, so I don't hit the wrong one like I just did. But so there was some news that came out recently about the Sox, and it was this: Garrett Crochet, 2024 opening day starter. I want to just kind of touch on how I feel about it real quick before I start talking about his numbers and we start talking about it. Here's the thing. For Garrett Crochet, the first time I saw him, it was electric. I think he's like the very first time he touched the mound in a White Sox uniform, he struck out the first person he saw, and it was nasty. Yeah. Right? And I think that like you saw that like this kid has some overpowering stuff, right? And I didn't know Gonzo wants to. I'll get to it. I'm gonna start, Gonzo. We'll come back to it. He, to me, him being stretched out as a starter is like a boost of confidence for that kid. Like out of all the things he's been through, and he's come back and he's fought, and then when you look at what he's been doing in the spring, it's like you know, Griffall, for all his faults or whatever, they said he is a player's guy, right? And so taking a moment to give a boost of confidence to a kid that has never started a game in the major leagues before, never started, but here you are giving him the opening day starter. That's a lot of confidence that you put in and a lot of pressure. But I don't think that they're going to do it like, this is Dylan Cease making this start. I think this is going to be like last year with Michael Kopech, where you're not expecting 6 innings from him.
Yeah, no chance.
You're going to see probably 4 innings until maybe later on if he stays healthy, because that's always the arm talent has always not been an issue.
Yep.
He's had talent. The talent is not lacking. What's been lacking is his health, right?
Yep.
And so I think that they're going to ramp him up, and it'll be him, and then maybe Tukey comes in, or him, and then maybe Brad Keller comes in, or him, or you know what I'm saying? Where it's like it's not a full start for him, but he's starting, and he's not getting touched in them 4 innings that he's in. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, he's just in there just knocking people down, and then they're just going to continuously stretch him out throughout the year, in my opinion.
I think you're on to something pretty good there. I think you're right, and I agree with you. This was more of a reward for Crochet than necessarily, hey, he's our best starting pitcher for the year, we're putting him first. They gave him a plan. They told him what he wanted him to do, told him he had to throw strikes. He told him he wanted to start. They said, prove it. Well, you're going to put up his stats in a minute. He went out and did everything they asked him to do, and they're trying to change culture. So, to me, they rewarded him. They said, here, you did what the club asked you to do. You obviously put in work on your control. You obviously put in work on your health, or whatever. You did a thing. So here's your reward. You're the opening day starter. But, yeah, anymore, he'll be on a pitch count, of course. Another thing they do anymore is they measure up downs. They ain't letting him get up and down 5 times. The most he's getting up and down is 4. This will be a 3 or 4 inning start. Just depends if he gets to 60 plus pitches in 3, or if he can get out of there in 45, whether he goes out for the 4th. But you won't see him. You won't see him in the 5th. They're not going to let him get up and down 5 times. I can't imagine opening day. But yeah, you're right. They're going to use him as, well, basically, yes, like they did with Kopech. Or to be honest with you, it wasn't much different than when Dylan Cease 2 or 3 years ago, because his pitch count was so high. He was going, 4 2/3, 5 1/3, whatever. So that's where he's at. And also, too, the White Sox have to find a way to create a story, a positive story. Who are you going to send out for opening day? Soroka, Eric from the league overseas. So this is an interesting topic, something people want to see. So they created some opening day buzz.
The Southside boys put this out and said this was the moment they knew. If you don't know what that is, that's Garrett Crochet earlier in the spring striking out Shohei, and his helmet is coming off.
You showed it last year. They're not picking him up. They know the fastball's coming. They're sitting on it, and they're way behind it. They're not seeing it very well. It's definitely jumps so far in the spring. So I'm excited to see where it takes.
And shout out to Gonzo. He's very much active on the show right now. He's dropping a lot of comments. But I did pull that one, Gonzo. Chris Kampka. Garrett Crochet would be the first White Sox pitcher to make an opening day start for his first career MLB start since Roy Patterson in 1901. Though Patterson also made starts for the White Sox in 1900 when the American League was still classified as a minor league. But that was it. I saw it, Gonzo. I clipped it, and I appreciate you even bringing it up.
But you talk about that first year. You talk about that first year is he came up the same year he was drafted. It was the COVID year. Came in that little late stretch playoff run and gave up goose eggs, or whatever, all the way into the playoffs. So.
Yeah, so he says Soroka's probably the best arm for the year. This is
yeah, he won't be here. Soroka won't be here very long.
Yeah, you said that last time, but
yeah,
he's got a He's been throwing. We showed it last. We talked about Soroka a lot.
Yeah,
last
I know
week.
he's looked great, but they
Hey.
signed him on a 1-year contract. Not for this year. They signed him to trade him. So as soon as
Hey, look.
all these actual
That's where
injuries
you
keep
find, bro.
all these actual injuries keep piling up in the starting pitching rank or whatever. Soroka goes out and gets 5, 10, 15 starts, get around the All-Star break. I don't even know if he'll make it that long, but he'll end up getting sucked up somewhere.
Yeah. So let's keep going. So we got Crochet, right? And there are some other guys that have been, like Soroka, for instance. He's been pitching his ass off.
Yep.
We had Eloy is still ripping the cover off the ball. Surprisingly, I've been very, very impressed with Gavin Sheets this spring. Yeah, he's been doing his job. I'm disappointed kind of in Dominic Fletcher. He hasn't really been, but then another surprise is Nicky Lopez. Like he's been solid. Paul DeJong has been solid at the plate. They've both been solid on defense, which is what we talked about last week. We talked about it where we were 26th in defense, and now we're 9th.
Predicted to be 9th. Yeah,
predicted to be 9th. Yeah, and then another guy we talked about last week is Jordan Leisure, who has a piston amaze as a potential knife in an option. Pedro Grafal talked about it. He said, I don't really tackle closing, right?
Yeah, I love this quote. Like, this is what baffles me a little bit about Grafal, and I would love sometime to have a conversation with him. Like, this is a very analytical answer, and this is correct.
He said I tackle leverage.
100%.
If it happens that the other guys tackle leverage prior to him, and he's the man standing in the 9th, so be it. I'm tackling leverage. So, if it so happens, I'm gonna finish the quote. If it so happens to tackling leverage in the 8th and someone else standing in the 9th, so be it. But I'm not going to bypass a leverage situation with anyone to worry about the 9th inning. We have to get past the 8th to pitch the 9th. The 9th is really important. They break your heart, but so is the 8th. Has he got what it takes? I feel like he's shown he has what it takes, and he throws strikes. He's composed, and he's got a breaking ball that's a breaking ball. What? Get this out of here. Damn, I'm messing up. Oh, that's the demeanor. That breaking ball, that demeanor. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. So I love this answer. This is a very analytical answer. Like, and I couldn't agree more. Like, if your best pitcher is up in the 8th and you have to face 2, 3, 4, you don't save that pitcher for the 9th to face against 5, 6, 7. Like, he comes out in the 8th to face 2, 3, 4. That's just the way you're supposed to attack baseball. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to do anything different. I know it's going to be the next part of the segment, but there's 2 or 3 things that are so interesting. Like, do they play the service time game with Leisure and Estrini, or whatever? Or are they going to go ahead and let them start in the rotation? Or are they going to send them down, then bring them back up? Like, that stuff's easy, easier for me. So that's what I'm kind of interested in trying to see what happens going forward. But we've been over Leisure's stuff. We know what it is. Forcing fastball, slider, both plus pitches. We're going to look back someday, and the collapse, as painful as it was last year, is going to reap some rewards. And I think the 2 guys we got from the Dodgers are 2 of those players.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see if I had it, Eric, where we were talking about another quote from him, but I ain't gonna worry about it. We'll if I don't get to it this week, I'll get to it next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna record before opening day next week. We're gonna record next Monday or Tuesday, depending on what day it is, on how we're going. But either way, I'm gonna be at the rate, and I'm gonna be excited to see the White Sox. It may be the one and only time I go to that ballpark because I don't want to watch 101 losses again. Like, that was painful. Let's get to this. Let's get to what we were just talking about. Let's go to our throw to third. So let's go to a little bit of our predictions, right? A little bit of our predictions. So Right now, I know pretty much who the starting lineup is going to be. Don't you?
I think so. Like, I don't think there's any questions.
I don't think there's no questions in the starting lineup.
I'll tell you one that was very interesting, though, and I love it. Like, we talked about on the GM segment a little bit about, like, rebuilding teams. And the White Sox have money available. Is, in a way, you can buy prospects. And there's two ways to do it. Like, you can get somebody like Soroka, to come to your team, and then knowing you're going to trade him. I saw that Tommy Pham's name got thrown around with the White Sox.
Yeah, he was. I saw him talk. They were talking about Tommy Pham. I saw him had a little interview or something with another team. I want to say it was out west. But
yeah, so like I found that interesting. Paying him $4.5 million. He comes in. He kind of bridges the gap to Fletcher. Whatever play that way. Fletcher can kind of play the fourth outfielder role. He gets moved later for another prospect. Those type deals. I'm glad that they're considering some of that stuff. But I think the starting lineup is pretty well set. The bench is a different story a little bit, especially with the injury news to Schumacher. I think he was probably going to make the club for sure.
Yeah.
And now he's out, 2 to 4 weeks, they said. High ankle sprain or something.
Yeah, he's out. And I think we still got Gavin. We still got he was here before and now he's back. I can't even think of his name. Mendick. Yeah, Mendick. Yeah. We got the catcher, Stacy.
Yeah.
And then we one more. So
to me, I don't think they really want to pay Pilar $3.25 million. And I've said that since day one. I don't think they want to. I think that's why it's intriguing that they're in the Pham discussions. It would make much more sense because he's actually going to have a little bit of value with some postseason, experience and success down the deal. I think they'd rather pay him.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Remillard, Gonzo. I don't think so.
He's not even on the 40. They ain't going to option somebody to bring him on.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
they already DFA'd him once.
Yeah, and Duke, I know that opening day is technically tomorrow. Well, when we wake up in the morning, it'll be opening day, but the rest of the MLB doesn't start till next week. So,
but I'm interested to see what they do with the kids that are almost major league ready, like we're talking about right there with Leisure. Also, something else I've seen interesting. I want to see the next few games is I haven't seen anybody play third base yet besides Mikata or Moose, and there's no way I can see Moose making the team. So, is somebody going to get some reps over there at some point? Because I haven't seen a single soul over there but Mancado or Moose. So, every day I check the lineup, I look for who's playing third. I just want to see because I've seen them move Schumacher, Mendick, and Lopez around with the Jean, little short second, like someday over there. But I haven't seen anybody else play third the whole season.
But I think they know Mendick can play third. They don't even have to do it. They know we've seen Mendick at third. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's the only one on the roster, I think, other than Moose that has experience there. So I'm guessing that he's the answer. We said that for a couple of shows. I think they go ahead and add him to the 40. I'm guessing that we say goodbye to Sosa off the 40 would be my exact roster move if I had to guess.
Yeah, because he's out of options, right?
He's got one, but so does Mendick. They both have one. So,
okay.
And so now Sosa has to be on the team next year, which we can never see. So I just think they swap Mendick for Sosa and right on.
Yeah. Thank everybody for just watching either on YouTube or Twitter. I always want to thank you guys for coming on. Make sure that you subscribe, and
I think Keller will make the team.
Say who?
I think Keller will make the team. Brad Keller.
Oh, Brad Keller. Oh yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I think
let's talk about that's really where I want to talk about the arms. I want to talk about the arms. So Keller's making it. Eddie. Well, we know the rotation is going to be Fetty, Crochet, Fetty, Soroka. What's the kid's name?
Flexen.
Flexing. That's it. That's
Yep.
Flexing. And then I don't know who the fifth is.
Well, they've been tied to that Michael Lorenzo and also the Clevenger that was back last year. I could see it being Keller. I could see it. They could go to Tukey. They could go to Tukey if they wanted to try to stretch him back out. But I could see him making a move there. I'd prefer Lorenzo.
I wouldn't mind seeing Clevenger back. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I wouldn't mind seeing Clevenger back.
I wouldn't mind back either because I think he actually did a very good job last year. He probably was our most dependable pitcher. The only problem is with his, how do I want to say it, with his baggage, like the trade deal is a little off. So if it's me, I'm trying to look for who can I get to eat some innings and potentially trade. Like that's the whole mindset right now of front office.
Right. So they're the back end of the bullpen. He said, why do we have to piss him off with the bullpen talk? It's atrocious. It is. But there's some arms in there. That's there ain't a lot of arms in the bullpen, but we have arms in the bullpen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the two guys they signed, Breida and Hill, right?
And then one of them got hurt, right?
He's back now. Well, he threw like some batting practice and stuff the other day. I think he'll be close to ready. He maybe game 2 or 3, but he'll be close to ready.
Oh, okay. All right, because I just
of course, Kopech's back there now.
Yep, Kopech's back there now.
What do they do with the kid they got from Seattle? Are they sending him down to the minors, or are they going to leave him in the bullpen? They're going to try to stretch him out to start. That'll be interesting to kind of follow.
Yeah.
Lambert didn't sound very good, like he was hurt. The Garcia will have to make the club because he's got no options. So he'll be part of the pen to start.
Yeah, so I mean, they said Brebbia is back as of yesterday. So Brebbia is back. Just hurt that Shoemake didn't make it. Schuster got optioned to AAA.
Yep.
So that's another thing.
I thought they might try him in the pen, so that's one guy out.
Yep. So I mean, we just got. I don't know. We just got to see how they do it. Like in my opinion,
Tukey will be in the pen, right? Tukey will be in the pen.
Yeah. Tukey's in the pen.
Garcia, Kopech, Ribier, Hill, Garcia. Like that's they'll probably be like I said. Do they let Leisure make it, or they play the service game? I hope they play the service game.
Here's my thing. Do we play the service game with Nastrini?
If it's me, you know me, I'm playing with both of them. I want the extra year of control. I'll give up the 45 days to bring them up in 45 days and let them start rolling. Why would you ever go on?
Yeah, Drohan is out. I think he got a back or something like that.
Yeah, he'll be. He'll be up. He'll be up.
Yeah.
I'm sure Banks will probably make it. Banks is too useful. You know what I mean? Like Banks can start. He can eat innings. He's left-handed. I'm sure he'll make it.
Oh, Jesse Chavez, he's gonna make it.
I would assume he would make it.
Yep. And then maybe Steven Wilson, he's gonna be there. So we just got.
They've got Wilson. So they probably got their best arm from the Padres. Maybe. Yeah.
That's pretty much the bullpen. Kopech, Chavez, Leisure, Banks, Wilson,
Garcia, Brebier.
Garcia and Brebbia. Yep.
Yeah, so Hill will make it, of course, lefty.
Tim Hill.
Tim Hill, he'll make it,
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So then that's it. I think we're done. We can't that's
pretty much 8 of them.
That's 8, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, who takes that last bench spot? Do they still sign somebody? Who takes the start? Do they still sign somebody? And what do they do with the kids? Are they going to let Nastrini and Leisure run, or are they going to play the service game? I'm hoping for the service game because I want the control, but also if they're trying to reward the kids or show that young kids can play here, maybe they let them go. But I think it's stupid if they play them.
What if they don't keep Mendick and they keep Moose?
Problem is you almost can't because you don't have a backup shortstop or second baseman.
That is true. Well, I mean, and then especially with Shoemake getting hurt. Because Shoemake would have been, but Shoemake plays what? Second and shortstop, right?
second and short. I thought they were going to try him maybe at third. I thought maybe he was going to take it over
Yeah,
Mendick.
we was waiting on that.
I thought that might have been the deal I was looking for until he got hurt. So now I think Mendick's got to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not excited about Fletcher, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm going to give the guy a chance.
Especially when a kid moves teams. You know he's pressing. You know he's trying too hard. You know he's trying to make an impression. You know he's doing too much. Like, to a new team, he wants to earn a starting role. Like, he struggled some, but I think he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah. I think that I need to see. Here's my prediction. I think, and I'm saying I need to see it because I think he has it in him. I need to see a, 25 to 30 bomb season from Vaughn. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I need to see it. Like, give me 25, Vaughn. Like, that's all I want. Just give me 25.
He was knocking on it last year. What do you know with last year? I want to say he was right at
it. I think he was at nine. No, he didn't. I don't even think he hit 20 last. He hit 21.
He hit 20. I think he might have hit 25, but
he hit 21.
I know it's 20 something. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I agree with you because he's one guy that actually they're probably holding on to that ain't moving. Like, I'm really looking forward to, and I know we said it before, but I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season. I want to see Thorpe. I want to see Nastrini. I want to see Leisure. I want to see Ramos playing third. I want to see Fletcher out in the outfield. Yeah. I want to see probably Popeye up on the squad, which I'm sure he'll be up on the squad doing a little bit of his thing or whatever. Like, that's what I'm interested in seeing come
the young guys.
These other guys.
Yeah, so like after July, we want to see some of the young guys come on up.
100%. I mean, that's where everybody knows where it's headed. Makata's moving, Eloy is moving, Soroka's moving. Anybody want a 1-year contract's moving if they can move. So it'll be another seller's deal. So
agreed, Gonzo. Leisure and Nastrini have earned it. Yep.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing. No, I'll take the control.
He says this. He says screw control.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, we got a week and we got a few more preseason games to go.
I'm guessing they'll start cutting down after tomorrow, probably 2 or 3 guys to show, whatever. Whoever pitches probably starts getting reassigned.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Montgomery goes to AA again.
So you think Montgomery's going AA. Schuster's already in AAA.
Yeah.
What about Walco? He's in high A already, right?
I guess he'll probably start in Kannapolis, I would guess.
Yeah.
They like to start him off at the easier level, then move him really quick. Has been the organization's deal.
That's the last with Elko, right? So they're gonna just send. That's why Elko's there.
Elko will probably play first in Charlotte, I would guess. Could you imagine Elko hitting in Charlotte? He should get some bombs there.
Hold on. I thought they already said didn't they move? I forget. We did it and I didn't forget where they sent them. He went to AAA?
They sent him to minor league camp. I don't think they reassigned him to a
okay. So
minor league camp is you're just in Arizona hanging out with the people.
Yeah, you're on the back.
They didn't assign him, like that's where Montgomery's at. They didn't assign him to an organization just yet.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to that because I need to know where these guys are going.
Yeah, I would assume Nastrini and Leisure start in Charlotte. Who else we got?
We got let me think.
Probably about it, right? Thorpe probably starts in Charlotte. They might even start him in double.
Think so?
They might start him in double for a couple starts just to get his feet wet. Being a new organization, new deal. They might give him the month done in double before they move him up to triple. I could see like Nastrini going to triple and then having Thorpe go to double. Then when his service time is up, bring up Nastrini and then move Thorpe up to triple. And then later on, maybe bring Thorpe all the way up.
Where's
Thorpe's
the
never been in AAA, so they already said he's going high A. So he's going to Winston-Salem to start.
Okay.
I'm assuming the path for him will be to finish in Birmingham.
Him and probably
Iriarte
is going there. No, Iriarte is probably going AA.
Who's that?
Gyro Iriarte.
I think he'll probably start AAA, Ray. He was AAA last year.
Oh yeah,
so I think they'll probably start him AAA. Thorpe's never been AAA, so I could see him starting double.
All right. Well, I mean, we shall see.
We're gonna find out real soon.
Yeah, we are. Prelander Baroa is around there too.
I don't know what they're gonna do with him exactly. I'm interested in that too. They gonna let him start? Is he gonna be a reliever? They're gonna leave him in the big club. They're gonna put him in triple. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. All right, so here's our fun part of the show. We're moving on to fantasy, and we talked about it last week. And thank you guys for sticking with us this long on the live and in the comments and everything like that. But we're gonna move on to the fantasy. So last week we talked about our league. We're in a Roto league with other podcasts and other guys who've been doing this thing a little bit longer than us, trying to just figure it all out. But we had one guy that has been really impressing us, and we kind of talked about the team as a whole last week, but it was this guy.
2-2 pitch. Wall swings and misses at strike 3.
7-8-9.
2-2 to Harris. And he goes down to get him. Down in the dirt. Went with that cutter, and Harris swings and misses at strike 3, and that's a 1-2-3 third inning composed by Garrett Jones. 2-2 on Travis. Pitch on the way. He swings and misses at a...
They beat you. You can't let your guard down.
There's a 2-2 pitch. Wall swings and misses at strike 3.
7-8-9.
2-2 to Harris.
It's pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah. So
Garrett Jones.
We ruffled a couple of feathers too. I know we sniped him right in front of somebody in our league. I can't remember who it was for sure, but Ronnie maybe. But we sniped him right in front of somebody.
It might have been Ronnie. Yeah.
Might have been Ronnie.
Shout out to
I'm
Ronnie.
excited. I mean, there's still a question whether or not the Pirates are going to let him start in the rotation or if they're going to play the service game. So that'll be interesting to see too. But his stuff has been insane. 3+ 110. You got that on there?
Yeah. Hold on. I was just trying to see
what matrix. Like
I'm trying to before we move forward, I'm trying to see what Gonzo was saying about. He said something about the Dodgers don't play games with their guys unless to play it when they have money. So he was saying,
I don't know what he means, but everybody manipulates service time. Yeah. Why would you not send somebody down?
Sheehan, Pepio, Stone, Grove, and Nastrini was next. They weren't playing games. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk. We'll talk about that one. We'll talk about how control works on another show. Like we've talked about it before on our show, but maybe we just go back over it again.
That's fine. Yeah. Let's stay in the fantasy stuff though. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm sorry. Yeah, I was trying to just Jared Jones Arsenal, #1 in Stuff Plus model this spring. He's only pitching with 3 pitches with Stuff Plus greater than 110, right? So his 4-seamers 113, his cutters 113, his sliders 112, right? So altogether a 111 Stuff Plus, right? According to his matrix, right? And you kind of saw some of that on display just now. Just nasty movement on everything he throws. And then in the spring so far this year, this week, he has a start. I think he's either starting tonight or tomorrow, one of the two. And so far, 11 and a third, 5 hits, 4 walks, 10 Ks. So he's been out there, shoving.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little nervous, obviously, on the 4 walk. It's not terrible. It's not awful. But no, that's one of the players I'm excited about. I tell you, I'm pretty excited about the squad. Benson, now that TJ went down out in center field, Benson's gonna I'm excited about him. Suzuki for the Cubs has absolutely been raking. Hayes has had a good spring, speaking of Pirates. So I'm interested in getting this league. I'm interested to see how the Roto works. I love that people are already making trades. We've made one, hasn't been announced yet. By the way, if anybody's watching, it's coming as soon as we can put players on the IL. But we made a trade on that league too, coming up with our buddy Caleb. So
yeah, I don't know if he's seen it.
No, he's seen it. We just made a deal that I would hold off until he can put somebody on the IL because he don't want to drop anybody. So it's agreed in principle.
So it's on the table.
We're waiting.
Yeah. So like
Yeah, it's
with Benson being every day, that kind of just brings his value up. And as you can see, if you are in fantasy baseball right now, his ADP is skyrocketing because of the TJ Frito, and he was already I was banging the table for Will Benson.
Yeah,
so he was
no,
already
you were all about wanting to get him. You were all about wanting to get him.
Yeah, I needed him on my team, and he's
it's like
just
midnight. It's midnight. You're sending me his Devont page. I'm like, Ray, I get it. I'll draft him tomorrow when I wake up, Ray. I'll draft him tomorrow when I wake up.
Yeah, and he's but when we talked about him and his WRC against right-handers was like 147 or some crazy number like that. Like that's just dumb. Like because
he's got really good potential. If I can remember his Devont page, he did K a lot, but he didn't chase a lot.
Right.
So he had a little bit of swing and miss, but he had discipline. So, being a young kid, finds a little way to make a little bit better contact and not swing and miss as much. He could be dangerous. I like it.
Yeah,
I like our team. Of course, you always do.
I do too.
I like our team.
But like, what's really pissing me off, and we talked about it earlier. I got double whammied with the McLean getting scratched the other day.
Yeah,
and it's like, but they're saying he's fine. He'll be okay.
Sounds like he's fine.
He's supposed to play tomorrow. So like, but he hasn't had a hit all spring. But he's getting his timing back and all that kind of stuff. Like it took Jake Berger like 2 or 3 weeks, to finally hit a bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's still a lot of guys still got 8, 9, 10 games left. Like there's still a lot of time. There's still a lot of time for that stuff. But I haven't done. This is our first time in this league, so tonight we have choices. We have Dodgers players. Do we play?
Yeah, what do we do?
Counting the 162.
I mean, I think
what do we do?
I don't know if we want to start accumulating numbers right now. Like you and I may probably differ in this, and if we do, it's not going to be all our Dodgers players tonight or all our Padres. Do we have any Padres? We don't even have Padres, so we ain't got to worry about that. No, we don't have a Padres player. We don't have a Padres player.
I think we only have 2 Dodgers. I think we got Outman and Will Smith.
Yeah. So if we do anything, and I'm just, thinking it'd be Will Smith since he's consistent.
Yeah, not only that, it's probably hard to get to the 162 game max in the catcher because we're not even really carrying a backup. So we have to start accumulating stats in that position a little bit.
That is true.
What day is Dylan Cease pitching? He'll probably walk some people. Maybe he'll walk our guys if we put him in there.
I don't even know. Have they announced when Dylan Cease is pitching?
I don't know if they did or not.
I don't know if they did. I think they did. Hold on. I think I might have saw where the Soul series was announced and they're saying who's pitching what games. So right now, they got game 1. Game 1 is out. So I'm guessing they got the game story. It's Glasnow versus Darvish.
Yeah, so, I did see that. I didn't know that one.
Yeah. So I don't know.
2 is probably Musgrove, I would guess, but I don't know.
It might be Musgrove. It may even be. They might even throw a curveball and say Dylan is ready. But
they might.
Will Smith is probably going to be batting 4th in that lineup. That's just a dumbass lineup. I hate that. These son of bitches got Mookie, Shohei, Freeman, Will Smith, Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez. You, as a pitcher, you're just like, God damn it. Right. And then Outman, Hayward, Lux. You're literally thinking, I got to face boom, boom, boom. The first 6 guys are just like, God damn.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Ha-Seong Kim, over there. He hit 2 home runs in a game over there for spring training. In the same game.
He's one that did get sniped from us in our league, though. Whoever ended up with him, because we were taking him, they sniped him right.
Yeah, we were taking him right there in whatever round that was. He was our target, and they got him.
What
Fernando
I don't quite
Tatis.
understand is some of these guys, and I know a lot of the guys in our league are playing 9, 10, 11. Like, what's hard for me is a little bit like my principles are kind of my principles and who I believe and who I believe. Like, so I'm like you. I have a lot of the players like double stacked on some of my teams. I have Jerry Jones on both teams, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you got Jones. You got don't you got Naylor on both teams?
Naylor on both now. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you've got some, like me, I got Matt McClain on both my teams.
You got Steer too, right?
Oh, is Steer on our team? Oh yeah, now I got Steer on both
now
teams.
You got Steer.
I got both. So goddamn it, listen, Cincinnati Reds medical staff, please.
We need you to do your job this year.
Please
we
keep
need
this.
You to take care of the people.
Please keep our guys healthy. I didn't even realize until you just said that I got Steer and McClain on both teams now.
That's what I'm loving about this year, though. Like, I'll tell you something else that was super cool today. I don't know if you saw it, but I think it was. Oh man, I want to do him justice, and I can't remember. It wasn't Cross. It was another guy that's always in a fantasy, but he put up like his crushed prospects or prospects he had a crush on, and he kind of listed his whole roster.
I think it was Eric Cross. It might have been.
I don't think he started it. I think it was some other guy. I feel bad, and I promise next show I'll give him the proper shout out. But like, I saw everybody else started putting theirs out, so my timeline was super fun today, looking through it. I'm like, you won't believe. I'm shocked by the variety. Like, you could have 2 people have 15 people listed, and none of them were the same. It was super awesome to follow today.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, oh, because they was like, there's the crush, and I saw the names on there. I was like, oh shit, I got a few of them.
Yeah, that's like me. You're like a kid, right? You're like, oh, there's my guy. I got him, right? Whatever. But
yeah,
it was fun. It was good to see just a wide majority of the variety of the whole thing. It was crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Doc did one too. Doc's in our league. I think Doc did one.
Yeah, I know he did one.
Yeah. So, shout out to Doc. Real quick, so we have Lopez, Peralta, Bybee. Oh shit, we got Cease. We might need to know. We do have Cease now. And Cease is a Padre now. Shoot. So we do have to see if he is pitching.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So Cease is a Padre now. We just went through the whole Padre, so on and so forth. And so so we might have to start him. Do we start him against the Dodgers?
We have to, I think. I mean, we're chasing Ks and quality starts. I mean, I don't think anybody's going 6 innings to start, but I need all the Ks I can get because we ain't winning in too many offensive categories.
That's true. That is true. And he's not afraid of them guys. So that's the Roto League. That's the legendary. What's the name of the league? Legendary Roto League 7, right?
Yeah.
So that's our other league. But in the SBC Scumbag Baseball Classic, there was
you made a trade today.
I made a trade today. And
you've been trying to get it done for a week and a half.
Yeah, I made a trade today, and I was pretty excited for the trade. Shout out to Duke in our league. We in a 12 man head-to-head category league, right? And
dynasty.
And it's a dynasty. It's a dynasty league. And I was able to add on Corbin Carroll to my team, right? So here's the trade. Basically, it was I am getting Spencer Steer, as Eric alluded to, and Corbin Carroll, and I sent away Yamamoto, Royce Lewis, and Taylor Ward. Now I used Razzball's 12x12, 12-team 5x5 model to kind of do the values, but it came out perfect. It's like you have a tie. So I was like, holy shit, it's a perfect trade. So I thought it was a good trade to do for me because I get to pair Corbin Carroll with Kyle Tucker all freaking year. Like I never have to change 2 outfielders ever. And I end up picking up Jorge Soler off the scrap heap because somehow he just ended up on the scrap heap. Don't know how, but I just picked him up. It was just
I mean, not only do you get to run Carroll and Tucker this year, you get to run them next year, the year after that, the year after that. I mean, you're talking 2 top 12, top 15, one probably top 5, top 7, the other one in that second tier fantasy players that are both young.
Yeah. Kyle Tucker's only 27. He might even be 28. He's in his prime. So and Corbin is what, 25 maybe?
Neither one is. You don't have to worry about age.
I honestly don't know how old Corbin Carroll is. Hold on, let me just find out real quick because I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. I was pretty excited about getting him, and I started tinkering with my lineup, and I was like, holy shit! Like I really have a good team to go into this. He's 23. Holy shit!
Yeah, I was gonna say I was surprised if he was 25, but
yeah.
I wasn't sure pedigree. But
I sent him the proposal, and I'm pretty sure he had more proposals because he did make Corbin Carroll available. And I don't know the reasoning behind it, but I'm going to take advantage. So, like you said, I've been trying to get him for a couple weeks now, and he finally, saw a deal that he liked and took it. I had to send him Royce Lewis, which broke my heart because I really feel he's going to walk away this year as a top 5 third baseman in the league, like literally, But
I don't disagree with you.
And I got a top 5 outfielder in return. So
right.
And this man is probably going to steal 70 bags. You know what I'm saying?
And he's going to score a bunch of runs. He's leadoff, and he's going to get you in our league. He's going to get you a bunch of hits. Like his average is going to be okay. Like that was a great score. Great score.
Yeah. So I mean, we're getting started next week in the SBC. We was trying to figure out if we were going to start tomorrow because it is a dynasty, but we just overall, I think we all decided like that wouldn't be smart to start the league tomorrow. Like we just started where we was going to start it next week on the 28th and then go until that next Sunday. Go through that one weekend and then go into the next. So basically you got 2 weeks of the Sunday going on. So so I think
it's always a long one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better regardless. And it's just going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I know that you had your feelings about the league, this week, and I know the guys heard what you said, but I know where you were coming from, and I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's supposed to be fun. I'm just not as involved in the chats and the stuff as I used to be, and that you guys are. So some of the daily interaction stuff I miss out on. So I get why people are doing it. I understand it. I was hoping that Corbin Carroll's been on 4 different teams, and we haven't even thrown like the first pitch this year. Like it's a little it's out of control. But hey, that's who we are. That's what it is. So we're gonna have a good time with it. We are
gonna have a good time. But guess what? Corbin Carroll ain't even my team ever.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You don't draft a guy
not leaving my team ever.
already.
Kyle Tucker is not leaving my team ever.
He started on Caleb's team.
Yeah.
He went to Justin's team, and he went to Duke's team. Now he's over on your team. Like, there's so many franchise guys just being thrown around like they're a leftover pizza box on the counter. Like our league's out of control, but it's who we are.
That's who we are. That's the scumbag way. It wouldn't be called scumbags if you wouldn't do shit like that.
Right.
Literally.
Right. So we are.
Yeah. I mean, our crew is just what we do. We just, that's how we move. But anyway, like I said, he's not going anywhere. Fucking Kyle Tucker's not going anywhere. Yanir Diaz is not going anywhere. I just got guys I'm not moving ever.
Right.
Like if this was a keeper league, that's how I'm playing this. Like how we have our keeper league over in the Roto League. If this was the end of the year, I have guys I'm not moving.
Yeah, you're not. It's because you're dynasty. That's why, Sunday was St. Patty's Day. I was into the booth, into my feelings. I'm like, why are these young, talented guys being thrown around? Like I thought people are trying to build a franchise. But like you said, that's who we are.
But it's all gonna come to a screeching halt when we get started. I know it will because these guys.
listen to the one that I'm in on Saturday. The one I'm doing Saturday is head-to-head, but it's daily whether you win the day or not.
What?
So, like, if you got, so like drafting starting pitchers, you don't want to draft a whole bunch of SP1s because they all pitch on the same day a lot of times. You almost want to like have SP1s, SP2s, SP3s. So like it ends up being like a 9-point league. You get a point from Monday who wins the most categories, like a point Tuesday who wins, and like 2 points for who wins the most categories throughout the week or something.
So you pick it daily?
So like you have a roster just like ours.
Okay.
But like if I'm playing you, Ray, instead of how we get like points for the whole week, either I get a point from Monday or you get a point. But like you can have a starting pitcher for Monday, a starting pitcher for Tuesday, a starting pitcher for Wednesday, a starting pitcher for Thursday. So throughout the week, there's a daily point. Either you won or I won.
Oh shoot. I never heard of this kind of league. I mean, I'm fairly new to this whole fantasy game, but I'm trying to get smarter.
I never heard of this, but
like,
Saturday
I
I'm drafting
understand
one of those, so that'll be interesting because like I'm almost on the impression. I think I almost want to take guys from the same rotation, same team, because they won't pitch on the same day. But we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun.
Like Justin fucking sniped me. He didn't really snipe me because there ain't no drafting going on, but I had my eyes on a pitcher. And I woke up in the morning and he had already took him, and I was just like, oh, that's low. But I didn't know who I was going to drop. But now that I'm into this and Yamamoto's gone, I need another arm. So I did pick up JP Sears, but I'm not too comfortable with him. But we shall see, because I got Braxton Garrett and Sonny Gray are both hurt. They're not even going to make their starts this year.
Right.
So I need the IL to come. When did they put the IL out? Fucking Major Leagues, when they putting that out?
Not for, I don't think they'll even do it for probably another week still.
God damn, I need to get these guys on the IL.
Yep.
For real.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
I think in our league, we're letting people move. I think Caleb's moving people now. Actually, I think I saw a tweet from him or a text message from him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? It's been a great show, and we go an hour for the most part, on the pickoff show, and we try to just make sure that we cover all the White Sox news and then talk about a little bit about our leagues in fantasy, because we're like Eric and I are really taking this fantasy thing very serious. Like we're really like trying to by this time next year be in a league where it's a big payout. And then
I will be against going to Vegas next year and you and I drafting. You know what I mean? That's kind of our vision. So
like we're trying to get out there to Vegas and really
we're trying to learn and trying to see, how this stuff goes. We'll learn a lot from the Roto League. You know what I mean? So like how stuff will work. So I'm excited. To let's get it going. I'm ready to go. Start baseball.
Yeah, it's like it's anxiety. It's anxiety. But I appreciate everybody that came through today. Gonzo, thank you for being so interactive with us. That's our guy, Gonzo. He's a fucking scumbag. And anybody else who came on, comment, and everything like that, thank you. And just remember, we got more stuff in store here on Ray's Juke Joint. We have more personalities coming, more coverage of different sports and different teams. It's all coming. So just stay with us. Please subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter at Ray's Juke Joint, RAE, not REY, like my name. So appreciate it. And we're gonna close this out and cut the lights off on this bitch.